What's up, everybody? I'm Dr. Jordan Weber. We're going to go over a level 2 CARS morning routine with you. We're going to take you through a little bit slower detail and steps to guide you through the morning routine. Obviously something you want to perform as soon as you get up if you can, but I understand if you lack that intensity. So if you can, stay with me for this one. It's going to be a really good learning lesson for you. Remember that we're going to perform irradiation in all the positions, meaning that whole body is going to be about 30 to 50, maybe even 60% intense. So we're really going to be squeezing a little bit harder than normal today to really control that joint. And remember that we're trying to isolate the joint in order to perform controlled articular rotations in the maintenance stage of our mobility training. This isn't going to increase capacity, it's going to maintain capacity. If we're able to maintain capacity every day, then we're not going to get deficient in 365 days. So every day, either using it or losing it. So this is the maintenance assessment, and making sure that you go through this every day. Go ahead and stand up. We're going to bring the feet underneath the shoulders, and we're going to go ahead and start trying to pull the ground apart, activating the legs here. Trying to pull the ground apart with the feet. And then I want you to stand up nice and tall, and I want you to draw your belly in and bring your chest up, and I want you to squeeze your fists, and I want you to squeeze your traps all the way up and then bring them down, and then I want you to push your fist toward the ground, and then I want you to drop your chin slightly down and look straight ahead. We're in our first position here. We're going to squeeze everything. First thing we're going to perform is neck controlled articular rotations, followed by our shoulder and back. Here we go. So what we're going to do is squeeze the fist in this position, push into the ground, core is tight, chin's in line with the sternum and the navel, standing up nice and tall. From here, our whole body is going to begin to irradiate. What that means is we're going to start pushing the belly, squeezing the whole body, and just start intensifying your position. So you're trying to solidify your position, so if somebody were to try to push you over, you wouldn't move. So you're trying to stand your ground. From here, our whole body's irradiated about 30%, and then we're going to let our neck drop down. We're going to rotate, dip our ear to the shoulder, bring our chin up toward the sky, head up toward the back, turn in the other direction, look over the shoulder, drop the ear and chin down, and flex the neck back. Continue that circle. Rotate, bend, extend, bend, rotate, and flex down. One more. Good. From here, go back to your relaxed position. We're going to get the other side now. Here we go. Get back into your solidified position. Flexion of the neck down. Neck rotation. Lateral flexion. Extension of the neck. Lateral flexion, rotation. And flexion down. Continue. Down. Rotate, bend. Extend, bend. Rotate, scrape the chin across the collarbone. One more. Keep the body tight. Nothing is moving but the neck. Good. Now if you're noticing my shoulders move or my hips move, that's something I don't want to do. So that's why you take video of yourself doing this, so you can see what your body does. So now we're going to go ahead and get the shoulder. I'm going to start with the glenohumeral joint. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to get in a split stance position. So we're going to bring our left foot forward, and we're going to bring our right foot back. We're going to get into that same type of standing tall position, just in a split stance. And then from here, we're going to bend that back knee just slightly. We're going to make sure that back foot is facing forward. If you lose your balance here, I want you to hold on to a railing or a wall. From here, what we're going to do is squeeze the fists, and we're going to go ahead and go into shoulder flexion. So we're going to try to raise that shoulder up overhead, try to stand your ground, hold on to something if you need to. Then from here, we're going to internally rotate or turn the bicep forward. And then we're going to go ahead and extend the arm back. Keep internally rotating at the shoulder So what we want to do is keep internally rotating, which means we're going to twist that shoulder forward. So we're going to reach all the way back now, as far as you can and as high as you can, and then slowly bring your fist next to your thigh, but the back of your hand should be touching the back of your thigh. That's internal rotation. So from here, hold here, squeeze that elbow, keep the whole body tight. You're going to extend the shoulder. You can externally rotate or untwist all the way out, bicep toward the back, reach up, forward, and down. Here we go. One more time, 2 more times. Flexion of the shoulder, turn the bicep, internal rotation. Keep internally rotating, keep internally rotating, keep internally rotating. Back of the hand next to the side. From here, extension. Untwist all the way, then bring your arm up overhead, forward, and down. Let's do that one more time. Flexion, internal rotation to extension, extension, external rotation to flexion. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Bring that right foot forward, left foot back. Gonna go ahead and go into left shoulder flexion, squeeze the fist. Internal rotation, keep internally rotating. High extension here, hold here. Internal rotation, and then back to the hand next to the side. Internal rotation, extension, unwind, reach back and up, forward and down. 2 more times. Shoulder flexion, internal rotation, all the way to extension, all the way to adduction here. From here, extension, external rotation, shoulder flexion, forward, and back to adduction here. So that would be our glenohumeral joint. From here, we'll get our scapula. What we're going to do here is go with a wide base. We're going to wrap our hand across the belly and bring our right hand, or if you're mirroring me, your left. Then from here, we're going to squeeze the fist. We're going to bring the hand in front of the shoulder to start, and then out about 30 degrees. From here, I'm going to just bring my shoulder back and down, keeping that elbow straight and fist tight. Keep my body tight. Push forward, up, back, and down. So try that 2 more times. Shoulder pronation, or scapular pronation here. Scapular elevation, scapular retraction, scapular depression, down and forward. Continue that circle. 1 more. And forward. Let's try the other way. Retraction, elevation, protraction forward and down, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, and just continue that circle. You're trying to keep that elbow straight and that fist tight here. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Elbows locked. Don't bend the elbow. Don't flex the wrist. Out about 30 degrees. Whole body's irradiating. Protraction, elevation, retraction, depression, and protraction, elevation, retraction, depression. Continue that. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. That's scapular rotation here. Okay, and you can move that around. These are easy to do all day long. You can do those almost anytime. You can do them in this position, very easy to do, right? Just same thing like the wrist. You can always do the wrist. Now we're going to get the back. We're going to go ahead and stand up. This time a little bit wider than shoulder, but not super wide. And what we're going to do is go ahead and bring the hands across the chest. We're going to try to hold on to those shoulders. Once we get to hold on to those shoulders, we have more grip. When we have more grip, we can produce more force. So we're going to try to really grip on those shoulders. From here, we're going to keep the body tall like we were doing our neck. And we're just going to flex the upper back down, just like this. Don't bring the hips back. Keep the hips over and just round the upper back. From here, we're going to rotate. Let the shoulder dip down. extend back to your starting position, flex to the other side, rotate, flex down, keep rotating, bend into the side, extend back, flex into the other side, rotate into the other side, flex down. One more, flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, lateral flexion, rotation, flexion, forward and down. From here we're going to go ahead and get the other side, flexion down, rotation, bend into the side, extension back, lateral flexion, rotation, flexion forward, down, rotate, bend, extend back, bend into the other side, rotate, flex down, one more, flex, rotate and bend, extend, bend, rotate, and flex down. Okay, so that would be the thoracic back or upper back. From here, we're going to go ahead and get the elbows and wrists. So extend the elbows and supinate at the elbow so the palms are facing forward. From here, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to bring our feet underneath our shoulders. We're going to try to tear the ground apart like we're typically doing in this position. From here, we're going to really squeeze these biceps and triceps so the hands don't move, or the elbows can't move. From here, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and open up and flex those elbows as hard as you can here, but keeping the elbows next to the rib cage. And then from here, we're going to turn the palms down, keep the wrists in line with the elbows here, so don't deviate the wrists or anything. From here, go ahead and press down with the biceps and triceps, and then go ahead and go back to that supinated position and flex. Push the hands down and extend. Turn up, turn down. Now from here, don't supinate, we're going to pronate. So palms face down, elbows next to the rib cage, go ahead and flex, supinate, extend, pronate, flex, supinate, extend, pronate, flex, supinate, extend. Okay, now we're going to just flex at the elbows at about 90 degrees. And then we're going to go ahead and extend the wrists. And we're going to go with our ulnar deviation toward the midline. Wrist flexion here. And then we're going to go to radial deviation or out. And wrist extension. So down and in, up, up, up and out. All the way out, all the way down. One more, in, and then up, up, up and out, 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 and down. Let's go the other way, down, wrist extension. Remember, keeping your elbows locked here, nothing moves. Squeeze your chest, squeeze your abs here, out, all the way up, in, and down. Separate those fingers a little, all the way up, and in, and down. One more, all the way down, all the way out, all the way up, all the way in. If you went too fast, then you're not squeezing as hard as me. All right, now we've done the wrists, we've done the elbows, we've done the shoulders, we've also done the scapula and back and neck. Now we're going to go ahead and get the lower spine and move into our lower body. From here, we're going to get into the cat position. We're going to round the upper back, tuck the chin. Feet are behind the knees and the hands are in front of the knees. Should look like a nice square right here. Round the back, tuck the chin, tuck the hips forward here, or posterior pelvic tilt. Round the back, here, breathe, round, breathe and hold here. Dig those toes into the ground, push those knees into the ground, and try to push the hands through the ground. Really round the upper back. Tuck the chin. From here, starting at our coccyx or tailbone, we're going to push the tailbone down and back,
but we're gonna just round our back, upper back here, keep it rounded. And then from here, one vertebrae going from the coccyx to the sacrum, all the way to L5, L4, L3, L2, L1, lower lumbar, and then T12, T11, T10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then going for the cervical, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then from here we'll start at our cervical, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, thoracic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then lumbar, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have your coccyx and sacrum, which are fused, and we're going to tuck that underneath the pelvis, right over top of the knees, and push into the ground and really solidify that roundness. From here, we'll start with the head and neck. Retract the scapula as you push those T-spine down and your lumbar up. And then from here, lumbar all the way to thoracic. And then from here, we'll go ahead and get our hips. We're going to do that standing. We're going to use a wall, which is going to help us, or a railing. Okay, so wall or railing. I'm going to hold it with my left hand. I'm going to bring my right hand across my belly. I'm going to solidify that left foot into the ground and hold on as much as I need to a railing, a stick, or a wall. Okay, from here I'm going to raise that knee up toward the sky and flex that hip at about a 90-degree angle. I'm going to try to even go up as high as I can, so maybe even 100-degree. Someone might even be able to get 120 from here, or 130. From here, we're going to just point that toe up, and then we're going to abduct the hip, okay, and externally rotate at the hip. From here, we're going to hold, and then we're going to go into internal rotation, so the foot is going to go up toward the sky as the knee goes in line with the hip, and then we're going to extend the hip back, all the way back as far as possible until the knee touches the opposite knee. We're going to go all the way up again to hip flexion, abduction, internal rotation, all the way to extension. And now this time we're going to pull the foot across the body. So we're in a standing pigeon here. We're going to try to go up as high as we can with that foot. Bend that knee as much as you can. And then from here, foot underneath the knee, external rotation of the hip here, abduction of the hip, and then internal rotation of the hip all the way to extension, back to the other knee, and you can drop that foot down. We're going to go in the opposite direction, bend the knee, hip extension, abduction, external rotation here, flexion of the hip and back, bend the knee, extend the hip, abduction, all the way up, forward and down here, one more time, hip extension, abduction all the way out, forward and down. Let's get the other side, so just turn around. Here we go. Hand across the belly, hip flexion, flexion of that ankle. From here, abduction, internal rotation here. Foot goes up and back, extend the hip back, all the way forward. Hip flexion, hip abduction here, internal rotation, extension, all the way back to forward. And up, out, internal rotation to extension here. Now I just want you to pull that foot up,
Trying to get that up in that standing position, a standing pigeon, up as high as you can. And then now go ahead and bend the knee, extend, abduct, push it forward. Two more times here. Hip extension, bend the knee as much as you can, abduction, all the way up, forward. One more time, hip abduction here, forward and down. For our knees, you can hold on to a side or a wall just like this. All we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bend the knee. So the knee is next to the knee here. I'm going to bend my right knee, pressing my left foot into the ground, squeezing this fist. From here, I'm going to externally rotate the foot, and I'm going to bend the knee as much as I can. From here, I'm going to extend the knee. I'm going to internally rotate, and then I'm going to flex that knee as much as I can. Externally rotate, extend, internally rotate, bend, out, extend, in, and flex. Now I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to extend. Now I'm going to go out. I'm going to bend. Foot goes in, extend, out, and bend. One more. In with the foot, extend, out, and bend. Switch side. So I'm going to bend, externally rotate, turn the foot out, and then I'm going to extend, foot goes in, and then bend. Out, extend, in, and bend, out, extend, in, and bend, other way, in, and extend, out, and bend, in, and extend, out, and bend. One more, out or in, and extend, out, and bend. Good. So we're going to hold on to the wall again. We're going to push one of our feet forward in front of us and point the toe. Really lock this leg, squeeze this thigh. Really push that toe down toward the ground. We're going to go in. We're going to go out with the foot. The foot will begin to deviate out. And we're going to flex those toes up toward the sky, in line with the knee, and then we're going to let those feet go down and out. Try to really deviate that foot down and out and in, and then down here. All the way out, up, in, and down. All the way out, up, in, and down. Let's go the other way. Point the toe down and in, and then up, out and down, all the way down. Down and in and up and out, all the way down, down and in and up and out and down. Let's go ahead and switch side. All the way down, lock that knee, nothing else should move but the ankle, down and in and up and out and down. All the way down, down and in, and then up and out and down. All the way down, down and in, and then up and out and down. Other way, 3 times. Down and out, all the way up, all the way in, all the way down. Down, all the way down. Push it down, all the way out, up, all the way up and in, and then down. One more, all the way out, all the way up, all the way in, all the way down. Good. Now we're going to push into the wall. Let's say I'm pushing my right hand into the wall. I'm going to bend my left knee and put all my weight on my left leg. From here, I'm going to make sure that this right leg is relaxed. Okay? Put all my weight into this leg. I'm going to go ahead and from here, I'm going to begin to move that patella in a circle. Okay? So I'm going to move that patella in a circle. If you need to do this on the ground, what I want you to do, if it didn't work like that, is just bring your legs out front, nice and relaxed, and you're going to do the same thing just like this, just making sure that that leg is relaxed. Alright, so if you're still here and standing, if you're able to relax that leg, we're just going to move that patella in a 360-degree circle. Press as comfortably as you want to. As you do this every single day, you'll be able to press harder and harder and harder, and you'll really be able to understand that patella, okay? Now, sometimes it's sensitive, sometimes it clicks, and those are good things to know and understand about yourself. Go ahead and switch side. You can also lean into the wall if that helps, like I'm doing here, and really just kind of guiding that patella in a 360-degree circle. And I'm doing that passively, the only joint that we're going to actually move passively. Just kind of moving it around, full circle, all the way out, in and down, all the way around. Okay, so try not to skip angles here. Try to let it really go in all angles here. Okay, so if there's a sticky spot, try to really move into that sticky spot. Good. All right, now for our toes, standing here, we're going to bring all of our toes up off the ground. And then from here, just the small toes touch the ground, big toes up toward the sky. Notice that my whole foot is on the ground. I'm not rocking out and I'm not rocking in here. So all small toes on the ground, big toe up. And then from here, big toe down, small toes up. Really stick that big toes into the ground. Then from here, go ahead and switch big toe up, small toes down. Hold here. You can keep the body irradiated here. And now big toe down, small toes up. Hold here. Now from here, all toes up and try to separate those toes. All toes up, try to separate those toes. Keep them as separated as possible. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now from here, we're going to piano from the small toe all the way to the big toe as slow as you can. And then we're going to bring all those toes back up. Slow as you can, pinky toe, all the way to the neighboring toes, all the way to the big toe. All toes up. If you notice that one foot's going faster than the other, or if you're not able to control one side, focus on that side. Small toes all the way to big toe. Now, all toes up, and now all toes except the big toe is going to touch the ground. So the big toe is going to touch the ground nice and gently. 1, all toes up. 2, big toe down. And then 3 here. So big toe is going to lightly tap the ground with all the toes up. And that's going to be your full body controlled articular rotations or your car's morning routine. Now we did go over 3 circles each, so that may have taken a little bit longer than your typical 10-minute, but it's good to refresh yourself and go over even a 15 to 20-minute car session and really fully go through those circles, turning them into level 2 cars instead of just level 1 cars in the morning where you're just kind of going through the motions, you're just trying to get through those circles. So your morning cars routine might look like this. You know, you might just be moving a little bit faster, kind of like that, and like really going through just quick motions. But this was more of a level 2 cars routine, really to kind of create more neurological control, muscular drive in those areas, and be able to control those joints a little bit more efficiently today, as opposed to just kind of waking up and moving. So hopefully you enjoyed that level 2's cars routine, and let me know what you thought, share it. Tell people that it's really important, because it is. You really want to be able to understand and assess each joint to get on with your day, and then you can really guide your day through what the issues are. So if you notice something in internal rotation here, if there's a lot of pain and flexion, then that's something that you want to set yourself up with maybe next and kind of work through in the upcoming minutes if you have time. If you don't have time, just try to get that 10 minutes daily, in your routine. If you do have time, you notice some issues, that's where you go through the playlists or the practitioners in the functional range conditioning and ask them questions like, hey, I really want to improve my external rotation. I felt some pain here, or lack of range, or I really started elevating my scapula when I went like this. That's something that you want to be able to isolate and control. So the better the parts work, the better the full body will end up working. So if you fix your foot, you're not going to use as much as that knee, and you're not going to use as much as that hip just to step, right? So you're going to control force more evenly distributed if you produce better parts. And that's the point of the isolation and joint control, but also using the bioflow, the whole body intensity. So thank you everybody, comment, subscribe, and good luck.